Hey, how's it going, collectors? This is Dave at the Collection Corner, and I'm just going to do a really quick installation video on the invisible LED light kit that I make, the Mark III version. This is the new sort of quick install version. So let's get to it and show you what it's all about. I've already taken my my door off and shelves. I always recommend that you do that first, and obviously give your cabinet a good clean, especially where the light kits are going to be sticking. So this is the new modular setup. You've obviously got your power supply, you've got your inline switch there, you've got that small section here. This is to hide the wire that's going to join the two sides together, and then you've got 4 individual light bars. Each one of these will normally be labelled with which one goes where, but if all else fails, the power side I always make to go down the left hand side unless you tell me otherwise. So those are the main components. What you've got here, on one end you'll see a male connector, there we go, and then at the other end of another one, on the other side you've got a female adapter. It's just a nice simple plug and play design. You've also got the 3M tape on the back, as always. It's a nice sort of clear tape, so it's not too obtrusive. The other thing I will note as well is that rather than having the wiring come out the front of the cabinet, I always drill a hole just at an angle down there so we can fit the wire through. Now that does involve removing the DC connector. Now, I will normally add a fixed version of this, but again, if you have a preference towards wanting to be able to pass the cable through the bottom of your cabinet, let me know. I can use one of these simple screw-on designs. You can unscrew it here, drill your hole, pop your cable through, screw it back on, and Bob's your uncle. So onward and upward. Obviously establish which side you're going to have your power cable on. Like I said before, this is normally going to be on the left hand side, and make sure you know which parts are which. So if you've got your top left, your top right, bottom left, bottom right, make sure they are in line with each other, so you know where the connectors are going to be, your male and female sections, like so. Like I said, there's a simple connector, so it clips in, clips out. It's really nice and simple. First things first, obviously take the bottom one. We're going to pass that just between the frame and the glass. Pass the cable through the bottom. If you're, you can either leave the cable out through this piece here, or you can pass it around. It depends on how you feel about it going around. If you've got your dust excluders on, whether or not you're putting it near the hinges. You can work that part out, especially bring it inside if you're going to drill the hole in the bottom and obviously pass it through. So once we've got this into position, just sort of line it up. Don't stick it in just yet, just make sure that's all lined up. You can maneuver your cables around, make sure that's going out the front or the back, however it needs to go. Make sure you've got your connector down the bottom there, which is the part that's going to connect the two sides together. And then we'll take the second piece. Do the same, pass it up between the frame, locate the connectors, and gently click them into place. That's it. That can sit there for a minute. And I'm going to do the other side. Pass that through. This time, the cable at the bottom, which is the one that's going to join them together, you need to bring in front of the frame. So definitely pull that all the way through. That's that. And this one, and again do the same thing. Now this will sit perfectly against the framework here, so just make sure that all lines up and that you're happy with how that fits in. Move it up or down accordingly if you need to flex the wire around. If you find the wire is stiff, especially if you're in a cold country or heavily air-conditioned room, get yourself a hairdryer out, give it a blow dry to warm it up so you can maneuver it around, whichever works for you. before I stick this in, I'm actually just going to remove this and pass it through because I want this to be a permanent installation. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've passed the wiring through the bottom of the cabinet now and just reattached this piece here. Incidentally, if you do have one of these, you know, specifically to put your cable through the bottom of your cabinet, there's a plus and minus side on it, so you can't get confused as to which wire goes where, and the wire itself will either have a black line or black writing on it. On one side, that's the positive side. There we go, just to clear that up. And just to show you down here, there's the hole, along with a shed load of cat hair in between the two cabinets. Pretty nasty, but it's not inside. Yeah, and that's the connector that's going to connect to the other side. So what I'll do now is we'll stick this in. Quickly show you how to do that. Once you've put the two pieces together and you know you're happy that they're lined up, go ahead and just remove a small section of the tape at the top there and fold it out towards you so that you can get at it. Pass it through between the frame and the glass, and you're ready to go there. And do the same with the middle section as well, just so that you've got something to grab hold of whilst you're sticking it in place. Okay, let's just put this in. So actually I'll start with the bottom. Make sure it's lined up. Remove about, I don't know, remove maybe a shelf's worth of the tape so that you're not sticking the whole thing down all in one go. And just gently press that into place so that it holds, and then remove the rest of the tape backing. There we go, just make sure that's definitely lined up. You're happy with that, stick it in. Firmly press it down. The same with the top section here. Just make sure that's stayed connected as it's in line, and just pull the backing off. Again, about halfway, just gently stick it into place. And then pull the rest off. Do it nice and gently. You don't want the backing to break. It can be a bit of a pig to get at again. There we go, and off. Again, just firmly press that into place. Okay, so it's stuck into place. This is on the outside, and you can see on the inside there, it sits snugly next to the shelving frame, and all the way down. There, and what we'll do now is we have these two sections here which are going to connect the two sides together. Again, just a simple connector. I can't really do that one-handed, but and we then have this little plastic covering here, so you can slide these two sections apart like so. Peel off the sticky backing, and again, depending on where your kit's join is, it could be at the top, could be at the bottom, depending on your preferences, but just stick it into place down here, and then you can simply run that cable through, connected, and there's clips over the top. I will obviously connect this in just a moment, but just to show. So that connects over the top and clicks into place, and that would be it. So that would cover up your wiring down the bottom, nice and tidy. Okay, I'm going to do that just now, and then we'll power this on and show you the finishing touch. And there we go, it's all installed, looking nice and clean and bright. I must say I am preferring the white look to the warm look that I had before. I'd always liked the warm tones with it being in my lounge and all, but the white look really does just crisps out the colours and brings out the details in some of the head sculpts and things. It's yeah, much nicer. I can't wait to get the rest installed now. That's my project for the rest of the week. Hopefully the video's sort of demonstrated how easy the kit is to install and you know, how effective it is. I hand make these to order, so obviously if you want to check out any of the details, go and visit my website, thecollectioncorner.com, and you know, you can get in touch with me through there. You can Facebook me, you can add comments below here. I'm here to ask, you know, you can ask any questions that you like about the kits, and I'll leave you with that. As always, keep collecting.